Hi, I'm Annalise, a project manager here at the Venture Center, and today I'm joined by Whitney Gray, owner of Whit's End, based out of Benton. Hi, Whitney.
Hey,
So glad you could be here today.
thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Feel like I'm on the view.
So, what is Whit's End?
Whit's End is a decluttering and organizing service with a heart for empathy, compassion, and encouragement.
Whitney teaches the KonMari method to her clients. Can you tell us about what this method is and what it does for your clients?
Well, KonMari method comes from this book right here, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. You can find it at your local library or Amazon.com. Or go to a local bookstore. That would be better. But so the KonMari method has a series of rules that you follow. One of which is, don't start storing things before you finish decluttering. But you go through your home category by category instead of room by room. So it's just a whole different approach to organizing that's really more of an overhaul than a Band-Aid fix.
And I know we were talking about those who are have this certification, I guess by Marie Kondo's team herself, and you're one of 3 in the state.
In the whole state of Arkansas, yeah.
Where are the other 2? Are you the only one here in Central Arkansas?
I am one of 2 in Central Arkansas. My lovely buddy Sue Feldberg is the other one in Little Rock, and she's amazing. I highly recommend her as well.
You went to, I'm guessing maybe California or somewhere, and met Marie Kondo and got certified in this method. What was that process like?
Oh man, well first of all I got to go on a trip to Los Angeles by myself, and that was kind of like scary but also amazing. I sipped hot coffee underneath palm trees and it was just like angel singing. But speaking of angels, Marie Kondo, when she walked in the room at our certification course, gave me chills. I was in tears. Everybody was standing clapping for her, and it was amazing. But we did a certification course, and then we do a lot of practice hours, turn in reports, and take a test, do an interview, and you're certified. If you pass all that, you're certified. Really, a lot of what they were concerned with was how we approach the client. Are we communicating with the client to see what their concerns are before we start, and are we addressing those concerns as we work? And what did you learn personally from that interaction with the client? How can you do better next time?
Tell us about a typical day in the life of Whitney.
Ooh, wake up around 4 a.m. a lot of times because that's the earliest I wake up, and nobody else is awake in my home, so I'll make a bowl of oatmeal with 10 tablespoons of brown sugar in it, put on some gym clothes, get the family ready, get them out the door, head to the gym, sit in the massage chair, leave the gym, never to get on any ellipticals or treadmills, and take a shower because that massage chair made me sweat, and then I get on with my day doing organizing and decluttering with my clients.
So you mentioned that, in the morning, while you're getting yourself ready, you're also focusing on getting your family out of the door. Are they a part of your business? What does your family look like?
They're definitely a part of the business. They're the biggest reason why I was sort of stumbled into the business in the first place. After my son was born, I realized I had ADHD. It wasn't just a little bit of a new mom overwhelm, it was full-blown ADHD. I even had a friend say, "Oh girl, I thought you knew you had that." But they helped, like I said, get me into this business by being a mess themselves. You accumulate a lot when you have kids, and you get a lot from grandparents and family members that are so generous to give you so much, but it gets overwhelming as a mom, you feel like you're in charge of all the toys and the clothes and everything. The whole inside of the home is on you, and like I said, they're kind of the reason why I'm in this business.
Do you see your ADHD as being a strength?
Oh, for sure. So at first, one of the biggest problems I faced as an entrepreneur in this business was, holy cow, how can someone like me go help someone else, And the reason I thought I was equipped to help someone else is because I did it on my own. I completed the KonMari method. And I thought, if this method is something someone like me can complete, then other people can do it too. And I'd love to be the person that teaches them about it and helps them just transform their life through tidying their home. It's not just tidying your home, it's tidying and decluttering your mind and your heart and your soul and your time. It's all those things. But I would definitely say that ADHD, to bring it back to your question, is a strength in this business because it gives me the superpower of creativity and spatial organization. Literally, like I can see it's like a puzzle. You put things here and there, and I have a big heart for those that also have ADHD and anxiety, depression, all those things. I've been through it myself, so I can empathize with them and help them out at a very compassionate level.
When we were visiting earlier, you mentioned that you like to journal.
Oh, yes.
What does journaling do for you?
Oh, so first of all, I use a 5-minute journal, which was gifted to me by a coach, and it's so super quick. It's for people that can't journal, supposedly, and it gives you prompts, and it tells you or asks you what you're grateful for, what would make today awesome, those sort of things. What it gives me is kind of like a grounding point in the morning. It helps me reset my attitude if I woke up from a bad dream about my husband, telling me not to go shopping again or something. So it helps me reset my day before anyone else is even awake, and I literally do it in the 2 minutes that my oatmeal is microwaving.
That's so awesome. Where did your first clients come from?
Oh, my first clients actually came from a Facebook women's group, and her name was Allison. She's very special to me. She was my first client that completed the whole KonMari method, and she was in a lot of my reports that I had to turn in, so she has a special place always in my heart. But ironically, I thought the first time I walked into her house, I thought, oh my gosh, she does not need me. I think she's more organized than I am. But nevertheless, she had plenty that she wanted to declutter, and she didn't have kids, so it seemed like, oh, this is fine over here, but there was a lot that she decluttered, there was a lot that she processed through, and she came out on the other side just a lot happier.
Where do you see Whit's end in the next year?
In the next year, I'd like to think that we will be on our way to creating the affordable bins that I dream about, our own product line, definitely helping more people through the KonMari method, hopefully with a little more help than just me. That would be great. We can reach more people that way. I'd say in the next year, that's where I'd like to be.
It's so important that entrepreneurs have wonderful support networks. And you talked about after your son was born, and when ADHD came and you were diagnosed. You talked about having that strong support network. What advice would you give to other entrepreneurs who might be seeking that network?
Find the genuine, the authentic, the encouraging women or men, whoever you can find, but make sure they're genuine and they really want to see you succeed. Sometimes that can be hard to tell at first, but it's so important to have someone else encouraging you, especially if you're like me. I have lost both of my parents, and sometimes it's like you feel like an orphan in the world, So it helps a lot to have that support system. And make sure it's other business owners too that understand the importance of supporting you and tagging you on Facebook and those sorts of things, because they understand that that's the lifeline of your business, and they'll do it for you with nothing else in return.
What advice would you give to entrepreneurs?
Eat your Wheaties, get a good night's sleep for sure, and get a virtual assistant.
Do you have one of those?
I did just hire one. Don't tell my husband. I did just hire a virtual assistant, and it's been amazing. My brain feels so much more clear already. Yep.
What has been your most favorite project?
Ooh, most favorite? I'd have to say the garages. Like, when you get a client that's motivated to even paint the walls, the ceiling, change out the light fixtures, and paint the floors clean enough that you can eat off of them, that makes for a really cool after photo, which is not all me doing the work, but it just really is a huge transition, and I love that. So,
what advice would you give clients? They don't know exactly where to start when it comes to organization.
Where to start? Well, following the KonMari method, we want you to start with your clothing, but before that, you need to commit to doing it. Commit to tidying up. Say, yes, I'm finally ready to do this. I'm going to do everything, even as overwhelming as it may seem, and that's when I come in and I can help you out. Give me a call. But commit to tidying up and pick a date that you want to be done. Typically, an American home, believe it or not, takes up to 6 months to complete this method with.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with, work schedules and soccer practice and all that. But commit to that, and the first thing after that is really make a vision board, like I did. Make a vision board that describes your ideal lifestyle, because that's the measuring stick you're gonna use as you're looking through each and every item in your home. Like, does this match my ideal lifestyle? Does this spark joy for me? Do I want to take this with me on my journey for the rest of my life?
Yeah. What kinds of opportunities have you had as an entrepreneur?
Well, this Spark program has been a huge opportunity. Other than that, like podcast interviews have been fun. Makes me feel a little famous. Not really. But things like that have been really cool. Just being invited into someone's personal space like that really does my heart good, because that's what I've always wanted to do, is help someone else. In my old job, I always felt like I was telling people no all the time, because I had to be really strict, and I wanted to be a help. And now I get to do that, and I'm invited into a very intimate space with someone that is their messiest part of their home and their life, and they tell me all kinds of things that they've gone through. We're not just talking about if this sweater is in or not, or if this pot or pan has scratches on it, or if the cup leaks. We're talking about, they lost a parent last year, and this has been really hard, and this cup belonged to my dad, and I don't want to get rid of it, that type of thing.
As part of this method, when you come into someone's home, you are in that most vulnerable space, or that most vulnerable time in someone's life. And what are those moments like? Let's say, I have a cup and it belonged to my dad, and he's no longer here. I mean, that's something very, very special. What are those moments like?
Oh, it's really intense for both of us. I'm really empathetic, so I get a little teary-eyed myself. I'm sensitive. I'm waterworks, but I encourage them to literally hold the cup like Marie Kondo says, and ask yourself, does that feel like joy? Does that spark joy for you? Or is that sadness? I mean, honestly, for a belonging of someone that's passed away or no longer in your life, it might give you a lot of joy because it was a happy memory of that person, but it may also be the dress you wore to your mom's funeral or something that doesn't spark joy anymore. Do not keep that, that's what I encourage them to focus on the most.
Who or what inspires you?
There's gosh, there's a lot of people that inspire me. I'd say first, my mom. She was a hell of a woman, if I can say that. But she was a widowed mom of 5 girls. She raised us with the biggest heart, and doing that, going through that trauma of losing my dad, she really did well, and that inspires me. I think at times, like when I can't handle my 2 kids, I think, wow, my mom did this by herself times 5. And another inspiration for me is just my 2 kids and my husband. They are I don't know how my husband isn't an entrepreneur already. He is. We have another business, but just creative, imaginative, fun, energetic people. They wear me out, but I love them so much, and I do a lot of this for them.
You're one of 8 participants in this year's Spark program. What made you apply to Spark?
Oh my gosh, it was actually the middle of the night. I was going through my very cluttered inbox, and I saw the email from, I think, Ashley that said, it's the last day, and I thought, oh perfect, the last day, that's when I always apply. So I thought it seemed like an amazing opportunity for someone like me that feels like, man, I want to be a great business, but I'm lacking the business knowledge. Like, how do I pitch? What's a sale? Like, what's marketing? What's a lean canvas? I still don't know. But I thought it would be great for me to, learn the business ins and outs, have some support, and in turn, it makes me feel a lot more confident as a business owner, and that's what I want the world to see. It's not like this scared, within, oh, I know how to do is organize a pantry. Like, I'm a business owner, so I want to show up like that.
All right, well, thank you for joining in, Whitney. It has been such a fabulous time with you today. I have learned and laughed a lot, and until next time, cheers.